Right, lads, we're also joined here this evening by Nollaig Fitzgibbon, Nee Dillon. Hi, Nollaig.
Hi, Paudie, how are you?
Good all together. And
Good.
Billy's
And Billy?
here. Hi, Billy.
Hello, Paudie.
Are you well?
I'm great.
Good. You were out for the drive.
Out for the drive, yeah.
Good, yeah. A nice evening for it.
Nice evening
Great
for us.
evening, yeah, we're only just back.
Only just back, yeah.
Just back, yes. Yeah.
Nollaig, this was your home.
It was, yeah.
And born and bred here.
Born and bred here,
Yeah.
1947.
1947.
Yes.
You came into the world.
I came into the world born here, upstairs.
Yeah, born here. Actually born here in the house.
In the house.
Brilliant.
Yes,
Brilliant. Yeah.
I was, yeah.
And right, we'll go back. We'll say to Mum and Dad. So just to fill us in with Mum and Dad.
Yeah, well, my father was the Ballyhay man.
Yeah.
And moved to town. Billy Dillon,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And my mother was Catherine Jones.
Yeah.
And they lived down in the terrace.
Okay.
She lived down there with her mother.
Right.
And then my father was working down in Lanes.
Yes.
And they met and they got married in 1942 and they moved in here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I suppose just to explain to the people, for don't know, lanes below at the corner now.
Below at the corner, yeah. They collected chickens and, went all over, collect chickens and eggs and all that kind of stuff. And rabbits, yes.
Yeah.
You often caught rabbits, I'd say.
Yeah.
And that's where he worked.
Yeah.
So he wasn't too far from
He
home.
wasn't too far.
No.
And were lanes as well the same company?
As him down?
When they used to do the foxes, you used to have all the foxes and all.
That's right. And they used to have the turkeys at Christmas.
Yeah.
And we used to be below helping them to pluck the turkeys.
Yeah.
And we had great fun as children.
Right.
You see, we had a great time. Yeah, we had. Yeah.
I often think about it, I suppose, because there was a bounty on foxes at the time, and they were all hanging on the fence below. Like, you wouldn't get away with it now, like with children walking down to school.
Indeed, no. I'm sure we did lots of things that wouldn't be allowed now, probably. Yeah.
So you were born in 1946, you said?
47.
47.
Yeah.
And who else?
My sister Mary, born in 1944. She's 3 years older.
Right.
And Billy, then my brother.
Yeah.
He's in England,
Yeah.
and he was born 8 years. He's 8 years younger than me.
Yeah. So there was the five in the house. Yeah.
5 of us in the house. That was it. Yeah.
And so you were here, and the neighbours that you had then would say up and down this side you, that side you. Who?
Oh yeah, sure. God, you remember Willie Shanahan?
Willie the shop.
Willie next door.
We were talking to Davy about Willie.
Yeah. Right. And of course Davy Bryan and Feeney's chemist up at the top.
Yes.
And Teresa Lenihan.
Right.
In Flaherty's there.
Yeah.
And so we had the courthouse up at the very top there. And Tommy Gorman's.
in court.
No. Tommy Gorman's slaughterhouse was over there. And we had the market yard.
Yeah.
And we had Harnet's then. And Deneen's were number 2.
Yeah.
And we had a few O'Toole's, we had Gleason's, Kathleen Gleason, she lives down, or she did, the Lord mercy on her now.
They were there as well.
Yeah, they were there as well, yeah. And we had Harry Deneen now was a great friend of mine.
Right.
And Mary Harnett.
Yes.
And we had Breed O'Donoghue.
Right.
O'Donoghue's, I think, we're number 14 over there.
Yeah.
And they had an aunt, I think she was an aunt, they called her an aunt anyway. She used to be all in black, Kate Maloney, you probably heard about her.
Right.
And she had the black shawl.
Yeah.
And she used to collect us all in the street every night for the rosary.
Up to the church?
Oh, no, in the house.
There?
In Donoghue's house. Yeah. She did, yeah. So
Jesus, whether you wanted to go or not, you were going.
You were going. We'd no choice.
Brilliant.
No. So it was great.
I was saying to Eileen, maybe you remember, did one of those houses you remember, was there an alley in one of those houses at one stage you remember? Can you remember ever being in an alley between the houses going out towards Martell's Lane? Can you ever remember?
No.
No, okay, right.
No,
I seem to have it in my head, and I won't dwell on it. Because that house, it has the third window, underneath that is the only one that has the third window on top.
Right, okay.
Underneath was an alleyway that ran
I
over to Martell's Lane or something like that.
I don't remember that
that's
now,
all right.
Paudie, no,
Maybe
I don't remember.
Before that
Are you forgetting Pedro Troy, the barber? He's cut my
Pedro
hair.
Troy below at the end.
Yeah.
And May Troy, and of course Eileen Hanley then. And Mixie O'Toole, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
A staunch cock woman, Eileen.
Oh, that's for sure. But
we'd Lanes then, and there was a Nugent's cold store.
The Nugent,
that's right.
Yeah.
And Shawnee Toole, of course.
And John Joe Regan was down there as well at one stage, wasn't he, John Joe?
He was, I think, yes.
Down near the corner.
Yes, he was. And there was an old lady living right next door to Lanes.
Yeah.
Mrs. Fisher.
Right.
And
Not in the Dini now, like, was it?
No, I don't think so.
No,
She just seemed to be on her own.
Yeah.
But I remember for my confirmation, she gave me 10-shilling note.
Right.
And I thought I'd never again see a Paudie. It was a lot of money that time. It was a nice touch.
You say, coming on in time here, I suppose a lot of the newer people, or, you know, people my own age, remember, your father started the chipper here.
Oh, yes, the chipper.
Can you remember what year around that was?
Oh, God, I can't remember. I know they finished up before I got married. I was married in 67.
Yeah.
But was finished by then.
Was it finished by then? Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
But everyone talks about the chips, you see. But of course it was a novelty at the time. Because there was no other chippers. And it was mostly for school children out lunchtime or straight after school or whatever. And like we were closed, never open at night.
No.
You know, and it was just chips. That was it. But everyone talks about the chips.
He would, we say with the cinema and stuff, you think he would do open in the evening time?
It didn't dawn on him anyway, I think. No.
But as you said, chips, I mean, it's something we take for granted now, but
we do.
It was a pure novelty back then.
Pure novelty. I mean, you know, the chicken and the burgers and everything now, but there was nothing like that. It was just the chips.
My father tells a good story. He was selling chips out of a van back in Kerry years and years ago. Yeah. And two boys were sizing up, they were looking to know what's going on over there. They eventually sidled over and they said, "To whatever you're doing." But he didn't even know what they were getting. And they snuck around the corner, but he was listening to them as they went. And one fella said to the other, "Jesus, Paddy," said, "I'd swear they're only spuds." But they didn't know what they were getting, like. And it was only when he tasted them, he went, "Jesus, Paddy, I'd swear they're only spuds." But, you know, they were so new, you know.
But even at that time, now, my father was big into cars. Yeah. And he had an old car.
Yeah.
He actually converted the engine of the car into a machine to peel the potatoes. He had a pulley
or something going off the engine, and it had.
Don't ask me any details now, but all I know is he made it himself to peel the potatoes.
Yeah. So the engine running outside in some kind of a cut.
Throwing in the potatoes and coming out the other side.
Jesus, run off a car engine.
Run off a car engine. He was. He was. But he was a great man. He was a member now of the 1947 team, Charleville team.
Yes. Yeah.
And. He was great. We had such fun here on the street.
Right.
He when he'd finished work at 6 o'clock or whatever in the evening, and we'd all be out on the street, all the Denneens and the Hamlets and the Donahus and Noreen Power, at the end. Yeah. And we used to have,
Noni Power.
Noni Power's daughter. I remember Noni. Noni's daughter. Noreen was a great friend of mine as well.
And Mickey Power, I worked with Mickey.
Did you work with Mickey? Yeah. Just only the names, you start to remember them one day.
Yes.
It's amazing, Yeah.
But we used to have hopscotch. And we'd have these tin cans that we used to put holes in and with strings, walking like stilts. And my father was in the middle of everything. He'd hold the rope when we were skipping, or we'd have races up and down the road, or matches and all that kind of stuff. A great father. We had great times. Yeah, we had great times.
Just briefly back to the chipper, did you have to serve the counter yourself when you were young?
I did. And even at lunchtime, I'd go back to school then reeking of oil.
Come down yourself to your lunch there and then go back. Talk about your father as well as being as a hurler. He was a great hurler. But I suppose after he finished his own playing, he was involved in the GA field committee.
He was. He cut the grass every Sunday morning on an old tractor. And he was involved in the bingo then, of course, as well. So he gave a lot back. Yeah, he did.
And
he did.
Did Mam just stay at home all the time, or did she work, Mam?
No, she was at home. She was at home. Yes. And of course, she was mostly doing the chips, really, because my father was below in lanes.
Yes.
So she was the one that was doing the chips. I think it was her kind of a sideline, I think.
Right, And did she have any hobbies herself? Did she do anything?
She was into the flower club.
Oh, the flowers,
She was involved in the flower club with Mrs. Dillon now and Mary Kiley, Tom Kiley's wife, and I can't remember now who else was in it, but she was big into the flowers. Right. Yes. She loved walking.
You met another Ballyhayman, didn't you? I
met a Ballyhayman myself for my sins.
The chipper closed down.
They said time to close it up. When did you get married yourself?
1967.
67 you got married,
we did. Yeah.
And so where did you go straight from here out to...
No, we had a flat down in Belfort House. Do you remember down below Golden Vale? Yeah.
So you were there
first? We had flat there first. Yeah. That's where Kay was born now, my daughter Kay there. And then we bought the house up The old Cork
The old
Road.
Cork Road,
Yeah,
right.
so,
1974, wasn't it?
so we're there since.
1974, Billy,
Yeah.
you think? Yeah. So I'm trying to think of them in order. K is the oldest.
Kay's the
And then
oldest.
who comes on next?
Liam.
Liam, then,
Yeah. And then Brian.
Brian, yeah.
And Sean.
Yeah.
And Alan.
And Alan. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I say, I suppose for you, they all stayed around.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. They all stayed around, which was great. Yeah.
Well, it is, isn't it? You know, to
Oh,
have all
gosh.
the family around you, Billy.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's
But our
great.
father was a great man for going to matches, Paudie.
He was, yeah.
And we went to Thurles, Cork won the All-Ireland in 66.
Yeah,
And then met Waterford, down Waterford in 67.
right.
And Waterford beat him.
Yeah,
And we were coming out from the match, and there was a witty cockman coming out behind us.
Yeah.
And he said, I wouldn't mind, he said, but I mind the sandwiches made for Thurles, for the months of fun.
he was coming prepared.
Yeah.
He was
coming
going prepared.
Right.
Yeah.
So, growing up here, as you say, there was loads of friends and loads of activity.
Loads. We had great fun.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time over there in the market yard.
Right, yeah. And
yeah.
again, it's just, I suppose, the nature of, things move on and things change, but a completely different street, even to what I remember
Yes,
as a young
yes.
fella coming down here with
Yes.
all that was going on, you
Yes,
know.
yes,
What
yeah.
about the stone?
completely.
Or the ski down the hill?
The what?
snow.
Oh, and the ice when there was frost.
Yeah.
We had fantastic. Shawnee Toole, the Lord of Mercy,
Yeah.
had a board, and we used to skate from the top
Yeah,
down
yeah.
to the end.
Yeah.
And
Pour
some-
out the buckets of water to make it better. Yeah.
to make it better.
Yeah,
and then I don't know. We had some people then who didn't like that. Of
Yeah.
course, well.
course.
When you think of it
Yeah.
now, like you wouldn't dream of it,
Yeah.
but would come out throwing salt in it to try and put a stop to us.
Yeah.
You forgot about Mixie Tool.
No, I mentioned him while ago.
Yeah,
did
for
you?
top,
I
the
did.
famous
Mixie
Dixie,
was there, yeah.
Well,
And
I
his
suppose that's a lot of the reason for doing these interviews, because I think everybody has seen that interview with Mixie that Michael
Right.
McGrath done.
Right.
Yeah,
And you think about it, there's nothing else, you know.
yeah.
They think about who all those characters you're talking about
Right.
now. There's no record of them, you know what I mean?
I
so
know,
It's
yeah.
a pity.
Yeah.
this is why we're
It's
doing
great-
this,
it's
you
a
know,
great
just to kind
idea,
of
actually,
preserve it for, not for me or you,
Yeah.
but for 30, 40, 50 years time,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
People
yeah.
be able to look back and say, what the hell is he talking about over there?
Yeah,
You know?
I know,
But
I know.
That's the
Yeah,
odd
it's
thing,
nice
you
to
know.
have it,
Anyway,
yeah. Ah, yeah.
Anyway, well, thanks for coming down.
You're
and
very
thanks
welcome.
for taking the time, Billy. Thanks for coming.
No bother, Harry.
No bother. Thanks, lads.
Nice.